Hello everyone, today let's talk about totally unusual audio gadget. It's made by FiiO, but I think it can be considered as an exception in modern FiiO's lineup, because today we'll be talking about CP13, and actually in this fancy pack we have a case for this player. So price is $130. It's not super expensive, but at the same time it's not super cheap, and basically it's more like, a sampler of the audio cassette player or audio tape player, because a lot of you remember that at the end of the era, like in late 90s, probably early zeros, but more closer to the end of 90s, cassette players reached their pinnacle and offered a lot of things like switches for different cassette types, type 1, type 2, type 4, complex speed regulation and monitoring, equalizer, usually 2 or 3 band equalizer, auto reverse, auto stop. They became small and compact, but actually FiiO wanted to recreate another experience, and by their own words, they decided to get the inspiration with early Sony Walkman. Sorry, I don't remember the exact model name, but it's like the first Walkman Sony announced in 1979 that actually brought that, not renaissance, actually that started all that portable tape players craziness and famous Walkman lineup, and a lot of great things that came later. Now you can get some refurbished old players depending on the player model, features, and its condition. It's about $300. Good vintage Walkmans in perfect condition goes more expensive, but for about $300 to $400 you can get a pretty decent vintage player. Also, I know, if I remember right, it's a French company, Via Rewind. They offer player WE or WR001 in few different colors. It costs 150 euros. It's also a pretty interesting device with a recording feature, and if I understood correctly, it's actually on Bluetooth only player, because they offer Bluetooth headphones for it, and that's a bit unusual, but anyway. Also, there are some offers on the AliExpress, pretty cheap ones, but honestly I don't believe they offer some good value, but I think it's maybe worth trying in the future, so we'll see. So what we've got here, we've got fully aluminum audio tape player with built-in battery that will give you up to certain hours of work, but everyone remembers that rewinding tape give you significantly reduce your battery life, so you can get some old pencil to rewind tapes and recall that feeling. But actually, if I remember right, American pencils are a bit thicker, so you can rewind the tape with pencil, but our pencil standard, let's call it so, it's slimmer, and you can't rewind the tape with pencil, but you can do it with regular ballpoint pen, that transparent ones made by Bic, for example, or some others. So welcome to that glorious and jolly time. And of course it's a really nostalgic device. I've got some nostalgic tapes, and for me some albums are really exists in my memory only on tapes, starting with some Ukrainian artist releases and ending with I don't know, actually first Matrix soundtrack, for example, that I had on tape, and I listened to that many times that probably I've erased this tape, and many others releases. I had a big collection of tapes, but for example, I don't know, Metallica discography, Iron Maiden is not that nostalgic to me, for me, because I listen them actively on streaming services and in digital media, but some things are worth recreating experience on the tapes, so let's have a closer look. I'm not sure is it a standard accessory set or just a pre-order bonus, but with first orders you getting player itself and this nice leather case in this red ziplock. I've seen some cables in this in this bag, so looks like it's a new FiiO's package for the accessories. Here is this case, really great looking, really interesting material, pleasant to touch, not sure how it will behave during the wearing, but anyway it's really pleasant. So it has two flips, it opens from the top side and it also opens from this side, but actually you won't be able to change the tape when you're using this case. So unfortunately you'll have to take player out to change it. Not sure how useful it is, and still no clip, but in general really nicely looking. And let's dig into the box. It's like FiiO's package for the affordable things. You basically getting player itself, some papers, protective screen for the opening on the cassette tray, and USB Type-C cable. So no fancy accessories, but I'm not sure are they needed at all. So it looks really classy, really good design, solid metal case without any decoration except of FiiO's logo. Pretty good in terms of build quality, not shaky inside. So here is USB-C for charging, headphones output, knob to change the volume, and the small LED indicator. Unfortunately, another small usability drawback here is the fact that you can't see the remaining charge. I really hope that this will become a popular product and FiiO will release more expensive version with more features. And of course we'll need some tape for to get it fully. It's actually I found in one store, I found this tape. It was released in Ukraine 2005. It's a pretty popular rap performer and album of collaborations with different popular artists of that time. It was popular, and I've got this tape. It was even sealed, so untouched from 2005. And it's basically pretty simple. You open it, you put the tape, close it, and you're ready to enjoy your music. So play, stop, backward, forward. It doesn't work as some players that time where you can do fast forward or something like that. So, but it has, oh, it doesn't have auto stop feature. Actually it has for playback, but not for rewind probably. Work time is really close to that declared 13 hours, about from 10 to 13 depending on load. And of course it's still pretty bulky, but I hope in future we'll see more modern players with more advanced features. And of course about the sound. You know, it's a pretty standard basic tape player. First of all, you know, compact cassettes is not the best source of music when we're speaking about audiophilia. If you want tapes and audiophilia, go to that big tape players that used that rolls of tape, R2R. There are a lot of technologies, they cost a ton, but people who try them said that it's like the best possible analog sound. But here we're talking about portability, and it's the best way to get the true analog sound. Unfortunately, all modern players use similar tape driving mechanism. It's not sophisticated, and it's not as good as ones that was used by Sony, Panasonic and other players makers in 90s. So if you want to go like absolutely true audiophilic experience, go and find some refurbished things. But by modern scale, it has a pretty good characteristics in terms of speed stability and matching the speed. In one of measurements, actually, it was shown that it has like 3% of speed deviation. But I measured mine unit and it was less than 1%. But I didn't measure this with special measuring tape and analog to digital converter that used in serious tracks. I just measured speed of 3 tracks and pauses between them. Then I added up these measured speeds and compared them with the speed of corresponding digital files from the same master, and actually it was like about 1% or even less of speed deviation, so it wasn't an issue for me. And actually it has this potentiometer inside to adjust the tape speed. It's hidden here behind this small black opening, so it's possible to adjust it and too much. But in general, better don't do it, because you'll need either super trained hearing, or you'll need that measurement tape and special measurement software attached to that. And in general, it sounds like normal cassette player from the old times. First of all, you need to understand that actually cassette players are not superb in terms of low frequencies because of cassette. They are not great in terms of bass, in terms of the quantity of low frequencies. That's why in the past a lot of players utilized some form of bass boost. Even Sony did that bass boost. But I've found another perfect solution for that, and to add some weight and bass, actually I'm using Porta Pro. They are warm headphones and they compensate that thing, and also they smoothed treble a little bit, which also matches the sound of cassette players. So I clearly understand why this model became bestseller when it was released and in 90s. And it's a really great match that gives nicely balanced sound, like normal low frequencies, even with pretty okay punch. Not greatest, but just okay. Don't expect deep rumble or really deep bass. It's not for the tape players and not for the Porta Pro, but in general you'll get normal punches and a hint of additional weight, which will compensate the bass neutrality of players. Actually, I've heard that, for example, player made by VR Rewind uses some bass boost, while FiiO is pretty natural in this aspect, not boosting everything, so you can color sound whatever you like with headphones or earphones, which for me is a great plus. I tried, for example, with Noble Han, but of course it was not the best experience, because Han is pretty resolving and pretty unforgiving on the treble. So just choose something with musical sounding, and probably you can get something with additional warmth, and you'll get it perfectly. So nice analog bass, also pretty analog mid frequencies without going far into micro contrast, but in general sounding pretty balanced and good. You're getting nice weight, you're getting pretty good emotions, and overall music sound really coherent. Imaginary stage is actually about average with this combination. So cost not the most spacious, but still they have pretty decent stage, and audio tapes is also a bit reducing mid frequencies. And treble is just really basic, so just play some cymbals, percussion, basic overtones, they are present here. They sound enjoyable, but don't expect like rich layering or something like that. Sometimes it's lacking a bit of definition, but not by much. But what is unusual and what you're getting really well done here, at least for me, you're getting a deep immersion into the stage. I don't know how it's done, but you're really getting that sense of realism, not in terms of representing the room where it's happening, but in terms of hearing band live, maybe it's because of some colorations or something like that, but experience is pretty unusual, and I think that it's worth trying tapes just because it's a new interesting experience, and this player is really reasonably priced, which is another great feature of this player. You don't have to spend a lot, and at the same time it's really well built and give you all that experience, which is really great. So I listened to it for like for a few days in a row, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm thinking about extending my collection of tapes a little bit, but I wanted to be focused on some unusual things, and I really hope that we'll see the renaissance of compact cassette players, because it's still a great experience to have without like buying that vintage cassette decks or spending some time in finding good refurbished offers. So I'm really enjoyed CP13, and I'm pretty sure that almost all buyers will like it because it's well built and doing its thing great, giving you maximum nostalgia. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a great day.